Hey Motley crew, welcome to the motcast, musings of them podcast. If you are new here, I always forget to introduce myself, but I'm gonna remember this time. I got this. So my name is Dibia, nchedochukwu, and I am the host of this motcast. I am many things. I'm not gonna get into it. There's a bio in the link, but do know that to sum it up, I am a master healer, spiritual teacher, artist, coach, any and everything in between by choice and divine alignment. I'm a dibia as in moi, which is a traditional Igbo medicine person, diviner, prophet, oracle, healer. So I do a lot. Just go down to the link to see it all. But thank you for joining. Thank you. So I'm gonna set the sacred space. I just get so excited being here. Like I just feel so good doing these videos. And this is crazy because I had this huge fear, and I'm still like working through it, of putting myself on camera, but each time I do it, the fear releases each time. And so for those of you who are facing fears, I'm not sure why I'm being called to talk about this, but there's a reason. Do know that when you allow yourself to be with your fear, I know what we're going to be talking about. The topic for today just came. When you allow yourself to be with fear in a different way, which I will explain, you are able to be in relationship with it so that it doesn't hold you back. And I'm going to talk more about that. First, let's open up this sacred space, setting the intention that I am a clear channel of the highest truth, of wisdom, with clarity, rooted in love for the healing guidance, insights, for the collective today. That as you exist in energetic space with me, as you hear me, see me, that you may receive healing energy in whatever, however way that you need. Let me just beam that to you. Beam me up, Scotty. Except for I'm like beaming healing energy to you, right? So let's set that intention. I set that intention here and now. He said, okay. So I'm not sure when I'm going to post this video, but I do know that it will be within, I'm not going to give a time frame. I'm thinking, y'all. Okay, I'm just going to give the details of this, and if it's past, then I'm sorry, y'all. Do know that there will be other opportunities. I'm co-facilitating a self-care, self-love workshop called Tender Love with the wonderful Misha, who's also a queer BIPOC medicine being. And so we're going to be hosting and holding space for you to work through any blockages that may exist within your heart space that is keeping you from fully loving and embodying your whole self, to bring you in deeper connection with the entirety of your being, mind, body, and soul. I will be leading the cacao ceremony with some breath work and light language, mindfulness, and she will be leading the CBD portion with self-touch massage, self-gazing, yoga, as well as some others. So it's going to be a great time. It's 3 hours. I'll be putting the information down below. Check that down below. And so definitely check that out if that aligns with you, if you're seeking to be in greater connection with self. February, instead of every day is love day, every day is Valentine's Day. But if you want to treat yourself to this self-love workshop, information will be down below. So now that I got that out of the way, We're going to be talking about fear. Let's talk about fear, because that's what's coming up. Fear, 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 fear. I was going to say juicy fear, because fear has a lot of juice behind it. It got the juice. And sometimes it definitely, that juice stops us in our tracks. So when we think of fear, often we're talking, when I like first began to really sit with fear for myself, let's say that, it was from a place of wanting it to go away. It was from a place of wanting to overcome it, but in a way that I ignored it, that I hated it. I hated fear. The feeling of fear, the feeling of being afraid, the feeling that arose within me because it got in the way of things I wanted to do, the people I wanted to see, the me I was trying to be. That was fear for me. Until I came upon a different way of relating to fear, beginning to see fear as friend, not as enemy, to begin to see fear as a teacher to me. Many of us, we grow up, and especially I know from my background, where my mama was all about the doom and gloom, y'all. Like any little thing I wanted to do, it was like, but this could happen. This could happen. It was always something negative. And so I was raised in fear, not just because of that, but everything was fear. God was fear. I was taught to fear my parents, to fear the world. The world was a scary place. And so when you are literally steeped in fear, as if you are a tea bag in hot water, that's all you know. That's all the water has. It's that flavor of that tea bag that it's been steeped in. Try to reverse it, you know. If you have a tea with the tea bag steeping in, you can't automatically just make the tea clear water again, right? Because it's been steeped in that tea bag for so long. You have to get another cup. So what I'm trying to say, to be less abstract with it, is that I began to relate to fear as something to teach me about where I'm trying to go. That fear was there to tell me, here is where you're trying to grow. Here is an opportunity for expansion. Yes, we know that fear can help signal to us where there's danger, right? And that we should stay away. I'm not talking about that kind of fear. I'm talking about the fear of life, the fear of moving forward, the fear of doing, being, experiencing what you do not know, the fear of the unknown, the fear of love, the fear of vulnerability. It's the fear that comes to us to show us, here is where you're meant to grow. It is in this direction you're meant to go. That is the fear that I'm referring to. The fear is not just one, right? Many, many fears. It is an opportunity. It is there to signal to us, as a marker of a potential expansion, as a marker of an opportunity to do differently. And so when I began to shift my perspective of fear from, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this emotion, this energy in motion in my body that is triggering these thoughts and these resistance within me, let me just take it as feedback. That this friend has come to give me feedback about a certain situation, aspect, choice that I'm in. For example, when I was starting this YouTube channel, I had a lot of different fears. And all of the fears were trying to show me was like, this thing, you starting this channel is scary. It's causing a lot of different fears because it is different from what you are used to. If you continue to move in this direction, where the fear is coming up, know that that is the direction of expansion, of development. So the fear was the feedback that told me where I want to say the window of tolerance, but it's not quite the same. So the window of tolerance is a idea about our comfort zones, right? We exist in our comfort zones. Let's say this is the zone, the auto zone. So this is the zone, and outside of the zone, right, my head, and then we have like below my chest. That's outside of our comfort zone, right? The more we get to each part of the window of tolerance, whether it's up or down, we can become activated, triggered, because it's outside of our comfort zone, the window of tolerance. And we can become more fearful or experience more fears that can cause us to be more activated in our response, or to be more shut down and repressed and constricted in our response and in our bodies, right? So anxiety or depression, shutting down or lashing out. And so I realized for me that doing these videos was definitely up here. It was activating. It was definitely past my window of tolerance. But it was there to show me that I was moving past this. That the fear was there to say that, okay, you're hitting the comfort zone. You're about to get out of the zone. We need to tell you that you're about to get out of the zone. So here's some fear. We're not here to hold you back, but we are here to show you what's going on with your own development, right? Remember that all of this thing called life, what is this thing called life about? It's all about our own soul development. We are here on this earth to develop as souls, to experience, to learn, to release, to break cycles, to be in the fullest capacity that we can. And in order for us to experience that fullest capacity, we have to know where we're at. And so fear is just the feedback. It is the friend that tells us, hey, just letting you know, on your development, this is where you're at. If you move past this, I'm just here. And so for myself, I began to, instead of seeing fear as something that was blocking me, I decided to put it beside me. I began to see it as an energy that could give me, I wanted to say courage, but it was a knowing that I was moving in the right direction. And as I continued to take the steps in the directions in which fear, I just saw a fly, y'all. That's someone who reads omens. I'm going to save that one for later. When we began to, where was I? I missed my point. When we begin to walk in the direction that fear seems to be in front of, and we put fear beside us, the fear fades away because it has done its job. It has done its job, and its job was to tell us this direction you're moving in is different. Or this direction you're moving in is rubbing up against some wounds. Or it's activating something within you that you might want to look at and heal. Or in this direction, you might be met with this internal resistance. Just to give you a heads up. Just letting you know. And we begin to see that as feedback and as something that is a friendly way of being, right? Because we live in a world of duality, so we are all going to experience fear, and the opposite of fear is love. We begin to meet that with love. Like, thank you. I love fear so much for what it has taught me, that the fear begins to dissipate. Because it's done its job. What would a world look like if we didn't experience fear? Just want you to think about that. What would the world look like if there was no fear? It would be a very different world, right? If everybody was fearless, but not rooted in love, that'd be chaos. That'd be a lot of chaos. But because we live in a dual world that is actually one, we live in oneness, but we experience it in dualities: fear, love, light, dark, masculine, feminine. They're all one. Then we know that the moment that fear arises, when we begin to call in the energy of love and appreciation for what the fear has to tell us, it will fade away. It has to. Fear cannot exist in the presence of the energy of love. It's like the side of two coins. On one side, you got fear, you flip it over, you have love. The moment you begin to tap into love and appreciation and gratitude for what you're being shown, fear goes away. And in its place, you realize it was actually love the entire time. So, is there anything else about fear as love? I want to pull some cards regarding that. Cleansing these cards. Spirit, I ask you tap me to the energy of the collective today. Providing any messages of the highest truth, light, love, and clarity regarding fear. What would you like the collective to know regarding fear? Ooh, 8th house in reverse. It's interesting because the 8th house is the house of death, rebirth, transformations. Anything else regarding fear? Ooh, 7th house. So with the 8th house, in reverse, what I'm getting from this is demystifying fear, right? We're talking a lot about how we can see fear as friend and transforming our idea of fear into something that can benefit us by changing our perspective of it. And so that's what the 8th house in reverse is telling us and showing us. And then the way you can do that is begin to, 7th house is all about partnerships. It's all about equality. Other people, enemies. So remember I said, instead of seeing fear as some sort of like end or a mystery or something dark, we want to transform that thinking into seeing it as something that can benefit us. What we do when we're with our friends, y'all, we shake hands, we're on good terms, we understand the purpose of the relationship. One of equality. 7th house is also ruled by Venus. Love, transforming that energy into one of love. Remember, here we have the 2 the two, circles here, saying that they are actually intertwined, both fear and love. Cannot have one without the other because we exist in a dual. We experience our world in a dual way, even though it is one. Seventh house also rules Libra, being able to balance. Bringing balance to fear means also understanding love. Is there anything else regarding fear, spirit, that you're like, ooh? We have fifth house in reverse. And it's interesting because fifth house is the house of self-expression, creativity, joy and play, attention. What is it about the fifth house that you would like to call to attention? Fifth house is ruled by the sign of Leo. And Leos are known to be bold, brave, courageous. In my natal chart, I am a Leo. And it's also ruled by the sun, right? So what fear does is it can lead to where we do not see our light. We do not see the sun. We do not express ourselves in the fullness that we can because of that constraint. And so instead, what we are meant to do, we have here Pisces. Pisces is all about the connection with the soul, with spirit, with the unseen realm, is understand on an energetic level what exactly is fear trying to tell us. What exactly is fear trying to show us? Tapping into our inner world and our inner beings, being able to hold fear with empathy and compassion so that we can turn our fifth house, that blocked self-expressivity, this blocked sun, upside down, and we can create and paint a new narrative. That fear isn't here to hold us back. It is meant to show us and to tell us and to reveal to us something. It could be something that we lack, something that needs to heal, a sign to go ahead. I know for me, when I feel fear, it's like, oh yeah, that's what I should do, because again, I was raised in doom and gloom, and my fear literally likes to show me, the voice of the parent who, if I did this, they would say something bad would happen. Fear comes up, and they're like, yeah, I got your fear. Thanks for letting me know. This is something I should definitely do. I ain't gonna let fear hold me back. So, allowing ourselves to tap into our spiritual self, our spirituality, can help us also lessen the impacts of fear within us. And we do this in part. One of the ways that I do it is through energy and soul healing, through utilizing and tapping into the subconscious mind to reprogram the energy of fear. So that is how can we continue? How can we see fear as friend, spirit? Fear as friend. What else do you have for us regarding fear as friend? Ooh, down below. So squares is all about internal conflict, challenges, constriction, inharmony. So I got that in reverse. So we can to see fear as friend by understanding that we don't need to be in conflict with fear. We don't need to be butting heads and trying to fight fear, because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to fight the fear instead of understanding what the fear was trying to tell me internally. So instead of seeing it as a restriction, as a challenge, as something that's going to delay yourself or constrict you, see it as an opportunity to grow, as an opportunity to learn, to expand, to heal. And that fear is just there to show you the way. Again, changing our perspective. All right, I'm going to stop there. Oh, guess what's on the bottom of the deck? Trying. This is what I was just saying, y'all. Instead of seeing it as a conflict, see it as something that is an opportunity where you are being called to leave the comfort zone so that you can be more in harmony with yourself, your true self. Here we see the words natural talents. The fifth house is all about natural talents in reverse, right? So sometimes the things we're scared most about, the things that fear us the most, are the spaces and places where we should be, because they are telling us where our natural talents lie. Sometimes the bigger the fear, the bigger the, what's the word? The bigger the impact, the bigger the talent, that thing that scares you the most can bring you the most sense of fulfillment. So I'm going to stop there. Beautiful. I love it when the cards just speak. And it's not really the cards, y'all. Like, all of this is source energy being channeled into the cards. The cards are just there to show you, to guide the conversation, to reveal anything that spirit, source, Chineke, all there is, wants to provide insight, guidance. So yes, thank you. We're going to end here. As always, for taking your time, space, wherever, whenever you are, to be here with me. I don't take it for granted, and I truly appreciate it. I want you to take this time to take 3 of the deepest breaths you have taken all day. 3 of them. Big belly breaths. Big belly breaths. Holding it for a few seconds at the top and then letting them out. It feels so good to just breathe. Ask yourself, how am I feeling? What do I need? And I hope that when you turn this video off, you give that to yourself. Go outside, open the windows, get off social media. Take care of yourself. Remember that if you haven't liked, shared, subscribed, please do so to the channel. If you're being called by the spirit of generosity to donate, links are below, down below. And if you want, you can get me something off my Amazon wish list. A lot of books and cards on there, things that I like. That's all I got for y'all today. See you next time. With love.